the old police station.
It's a Tobago Street, as you can see, so I'll lead you in, let you see what it's like inside. You going, big man? Right, what?
Where we used to drive you in with a car and then we'd take you into the side door when you were going into the bar. As you can see, next door now is a garage, but we're going to go in and maybe get some access to the cells.
Is it? Aye.
Used to get there the wee window and all that, that's what I mean.
Is that right off, the big bar? Is that door there now?
It's still there, but it's sort of fucking tires and all that shit.
Aye.
But the cells and all that are minted.
The cell's still up there, isn't it? Aye. On you go then, Jason.
Is it?
Aye, when we use the cells for dog kennel, and then some sort of bass lost the key. So I did go to buy another one.
Hey, Sergio.
You want empty cells? It was upstairs when you paid for empty.
Aye, an empty cell.
You got a few shots of these as well, mate.
You put stuff in them, you know. Yeah, have you got an empty one? I think you go in the front get
Quite solid still.
Doing show about the name of the water, Francis
Can we
Castle.
get in?
Is it locked? Aye.
That's where the artists are.
The guy's engraved, no, 1890, 1888 or something.
1884 and 1888.
What was it the guy did?
Yeah.
3 years. Francis
Alright, it's still there?
Aye, it's still on the wall. He's
That's
got
excellent,
a wee line for every day he was in.
Aye.
Amazing, man. Excellent doors and all that,
Been them a few times, John.
Yes.
Names up the walls there. Now this is one, the citation here, you can see his name, Francis Guzman.
There's a few engraved in there, though, for 1890 and all that.
I've got 2 Hungarian student artists actually using these cells in there. That's why there's a panel up top.
John. Tune in that.
Number 12.
I'll tell you one thing. All the police nowadays must have been mug dudes anyway.
Fucking other pitch, Springburn or something like this.
But did they use a Springburn one then, did they?
Aye, they used someone else, but they came up here at first.
This could be
You still
ideal
feel
as
evil
well.
in here, could you?
John, this could be ideal as well for even like a wee unit kind of scene.
That's what I'm saying,
I
aye.
think so.
Could use this little unit.
Just like the one side even.
Mhm.
Need to get it painted.
Or the doors, man, remember that they're talking about?
Aye.
Maybe you get any.
Doors, this is a chain that they used to put on as extra security. As you can see, the place is
It's a bit dilapidated.
still in the 18th century kind of thing.
Like a paint that, John. They'll read.
That's a shame. And then a part of the man centre.
That would come for your battery.
Well, come on.
Can't help.
The English, so you can picture the size of the locks on the door. I don't think you'd any chance of getting it open once you were banged in. It's gone up to the second flat cells.
Yes, an interesting visit so far. See what lies ahead of us up the stairs, John.
Quick shot of Stevenson Street there.
All around the Scotland there. Nobody's got any coconut. That's what I put.
Is that?
Aye. Well, at the window corner.
Aye.
What everybody put them in there.
What was this, a holding cell then?
Aye, that was a
Aye.
front window court.
And also the observation cell, if you had somebody who was tending to be daft,
Aye.
commit suicide or something like that, they'd have a policeman sitting here 24 hours a day watching them.
But
that
what's
right?
it up in the level for? What should be a level there
What's
for?
your bed?
Is that the bed?
Just a
mattress out of that
couple of
room there,
blankets.
and took it in and put it up in the bed.
I'll tell you, nobody fancies sleeping that for the night anyway. Be good for the lumbago right enough. Good hard bed.
There's not no name on the story, no.
Cut one. You need to look.
What, shut it door for us, for? This was a holding cell here.
Steam, wait, can I grab the 450? No.
Ah.
I haven't got the money to be in with this place. I've had this place 9 years. I spent about 80,000-90,000 in this bloody place, excuse
So-
my language.
So can you tell me what these were used for? These bottom doors then?
I don't know what they got.
They were used for feeding them. I've taken the
Aye.
toilet away.
Well, they're bricked up now, so I take it this went right through, did it? She's all one of
Rather than open up the cell door. But when we come in here, of course, there was toilets. The system's outside here, the turnkey you had to shout in to flush the toilet free. The old post office had
Do you know
that.
what, Ronnie? This used to be the jail before Ballini. They done sentences in here.
Is that right?
There's a big courtroom.
This was up about 1860. Berlin never opened to 1888.
I always thought Duke Street was the one, no before Ballini.
Duke Street.
Duke Street was. There was an old jail in Carlton before this was.
Aye, that's right.
Stevenson Street.
Still
Stevenson Street one, right? Aye.
It's got a bit of history, this place, isn't it?
The architect was John Carrick, who was the first master of works of Glasgow. He built Belvedere Hospital and got an award for that. And built this, but he was mostly a community man. He built the Gorbals baths and a lot of tenements in that in Glasgow. In fact, when John Carrick died, there wasn't anybody that was anybody in Glasgow didn't go to the funeral. The horse and carriages were a couple of miles long going to the funeral, according to the history book.
What year did your old man get done, Jason?
Here to try and get more tenants into the place, which I put plans forward for this place to own that as security storage. The usual planning department, building control, they want me to take the iron bars down, they want me to put fire partitions up and fire doors.
So I
What's
just
the sense of
thought
turning it into security storage and I'm taking the blooming security parts
Aye.
away?
Aye.
So I didn't do it.
See when they made the film with Winters today, was it special, you know?
Is that a silent scream? No, they built the rain one.
Made that.
Aye. Have you seen the silent scream?
No, I've read about it, no one. Seen bits of it.
Aye. Well, we watched it a couple of weeks ago there. Good.
it was about an outside studio, which is what they say. Say your right, son, John.
Is it, they still in the water?
Aye.
When they
In
do
fact,
it,
there's a better one on that one.
Are you clean?
Aye, it's just what she's saying, isn't it?
teach them to use the toilets. So we take them away and put drains in so they can wash out the
Just close it in.
Aye, well, it gave him a chance. I mean, the shit wasn't washed in there. It was lifted and put in bags.
Aye.
Original flares and all.
Gave him a chance to wash out.
Slates, slabs of slates.
That was the last one we used for. They all had their own wooden bed and they all had their name up on the door. That's not.
Rex.
He just died 3 months ago. He was my first dog.
What kind of dogs were they then?
Was that steadfast?
Mostly German shepherds.
Yes, you saw this many a time, John. I'll see you after.
Yes.
You're right in there, son.
No, I want to see my lawyer.
That's it.
The dogs will choose the way. I mean, that's cross-panel that and cross-panel that.
Is that it? You stole that and
It's too far from that last cell.
Is that? Take it
You
down.
know, it's door for a drink one night and here's this big
Rowie. Mushy. Is that the same mushy? 79 seals, Mooney, Mel, Murray, Maria. That's a cracker. So not got a date on it?
No.
And that was the road there now, by the way. That's been there for a few years. That's a good, you know. Champion.
Aye, it was 4 years.
That's a cracker, isn't it, John?
And did it ever work? When did they get to you?
Oh, I don't know any of the got use at all.
No.
Don't know at all. It's the only one that's left in place.
Right, get your mattress and blankets.
Is this for the mattress?
This is where the mattress is and the blankets. Okay.
Mattress in one time.
Who was it? Paul's, isn't it?
Mattress in my blanket.
I went to the traffic department. Well, the traffic we covered the whole of the city.
Aye.
Sometimes you go to this end, the west end, and we were at the east end, we always came here for our tea. Because I had a snooker table in the games room and you could play games.
See some of you downstairs. Gives a wee tour of the games room.
There we go. So what do you reckon the change in the place now for we worked in it? A big difference?
Oh, well, you see, it was lying empty 18 months before I got the bar area. That's where you would come in for the public and that, and where you come in get locked up. And then this was where they would bring the prisoners through to the court. And there was a bench seat along this wall. And they sat here while they waited to go into court. And then they get brought in here. I appreciate if you keep it up high in here.
That's brilliant, John. Ceiling. Did you say that was a listed ceiling?
I upgraded the listing last year on the ceiling in the front of the building to list B. It's a B listed ceiling in front of the building. The judge sat up here. And there was a courthouse. Yes,
So what do you think of the tour?
Good tour. Good old building.
Are you quite pleased with today's work then?
Excellent day's work. I think it could be used.
You reckon so? Do you think Vito sat in here at court?
I think you've been in here a few times actually, John.
Yes, at the actual court itself.
I think so. We'll need to ask him when we get up, eh?
See, we've had a burglar. So when did the court shut down in here then? The actual court
well, I'm not
itself?
sure about that, John. You're going way back a good number of years.
Right.
It wasn't a courthouse. I mean, I would have 30 years in the police now, and it wasn't a court when I was in the police. I would say it's going way back to the 1920s anyway.
Aye.
Aye. I think when the Sheriff Courts and Turnbull Street opened up, this was stopped as a court, you know.
Right, so it,
In the 1860s it would be used. An old friend of mine actually came in here to see me 2 years ago, and she remembers standing in here as a wee girl with her granny and her grandfather being left to do the house for hitting the granny. She remembers standing here in the court.
Was it-
a courthouse.
was it a Kelton court or a Glasgow court? Was it
Glasgow
from all round, aye?
So you were Glasgow police, right? It was still the Glasgow police then, you
Right.
know.
You could imagine it being a court, couldn't you?
So where was the Kelton Police boundary? They all had boundaries, didn't they? Before they became Strathclyde.
As an Eastern police officer in Glasgow
Aye.
itself,
Where was their boundary?
Eastern took the whole of the East End. This
Did
was the office for the whole of East.
This was the headquarters, wasn't
We took as far as the Shopfield Bridge that way. The Clyde was the boundary between this and the South Division. Okay. It doesn't cover the whole of the East End. Does this?
The beach for here.
Aye, the beach from here are on that.
Can we see it then?
Aye.
Aye.
Where is it? Your fines, that window there. And the inquiries and that, and for the court. And that was you paid your fines, the fine office. And this was the only way the public come in. They weren't allowed to use the main staircase. That was a Polish actually. know the judge and the blooming chief superintendent. No, I used to get into how in government he used to arrange the inquest upstairs. This is a bad area. To the water damage when the metal thieves took the lead off the ceilings. Because the 3-storey cell block and the high court building are higher than this. And the water from
Right, so
them, a lot of the water
it's
from
come
them
down
was running
on
onto
here.
this one. When we come in to see this when it was lying empty, the linoleum actually over there was floating in water. The whole place was flooded. There was no way to the water. Well, this was all dragged out to try and let it dry out. Because I had plans passed to turn this into the main. I was actually going to have this as the main office, workshop office, doing phone answering, typing, and any kind of thing like that for any wee businesses. Because the courthouse and the big hall, it's next door to the courthouse. There's another big hall next to the courthouse. Originally, it was used for the public for dances and
Was it?
entertainments. As I say, John Carrick was, you know, a community architect as a master of works. Those wee buildings were actually the gas lighting department and the cleansing department, and the end block was the cart shed.
I never knew that.
Aye.
Was it through the room? Station saying, John, the jail for the police. It's where they played their snooker, pool, whatever, cards.
The bit we didn't see.
Yes.
The bit we didn't get to see.
Oh, really, John?
Is this a beat in?
I stay here, John, and here's the police station, who's down by it. I mean Stevenson Street along here, Abercrombie Street, Wood Street. What was that? That must have been, what was that, Panda 13? Do you think that was a car?
That's what a motors, aye.
This is an old area, eh?
See, you think I put it in the helicopter now, just fucking right
Oh
off
aye,
the
they
front.
can look right down at it as like we're doing just now, and it'll still be, needless to say, it'll still be all zones, like zone 10, zone 15, you know.
Yeah, in that main office, I think.
And the main office is where at the bar?
Aye.
It'll be in the control room then, eh? Aye.
That was a snooker room, I know that for a certainty in there. It was where they played snooker and had their tea and that. This is where they kept dogs and all that, and over on the other side. They kept their dogs and their police motors and that was parked here. I won't know this because I was in there a couple of times.
This is a sale areas here.
That's my history of the place. I stayed in Belfield Street.
Did you? Aye.
We Scott Sherlock was up there as well,
Aye,
eh?
he's got, I seen him in a pub yesterday in that Johnsburg. I used to run about with
Which were tour at Tobago Street Jail, John. What do you think? Good wee tour?
Yes.
That's the cells and that up there, as we were up it. See how much the ones for the outside here.
Could very easily be opened up again.
Ah, it's looking
Yeah.
south. You know what I mean? It's looking south.
This is the old British Telecom building.